It was nice to be away. I didn't have internet. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, Rob got close to Gaia.
Very close. Like they were sitting next to each other, almost.
Yeah. You want to talk about your?
I was manspreading, taking up Gaia's space.
Oh my god!
Cancel.
Sorry.
Cancelled, yeah.
You want to talk about where you've been for the past 3 weeks?
Well, I already said I was meeting Gaia. No, I don't know. Yeah, I was at Ende Gelände before that. It was pretty effective. I think we tweeted at least one thing about it from the show account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, with all these events or actions, afterwards you're like, well, I hope that made a difference. But it's just one weekend. What can you do? But it was pretty big. There were a lot of new people there. A lot of people from the UK, for example. And it wasn't organized at the normal time. It's usually once a year, and this is planned ahead of time. So it was pretty impressive that just as many people, if not more, came than usual. And it was coordinated with not coordinated, but it was at the same time as a big one of the Fridays for Future marches in Aachen, and also some Extinction Rebellion actions. So that was kind of nice to have everyone together. And it's always fun to read Twitter and just see everyone freaking out about. One of my favorite responses was because I was just going through the Ende Gelände hashtag mostly just to see what was going on and who the police are beating up.
Okay.
But one of my favorite lines that people use, because you meet some interesting characters in the hashtag trenches, but they kept saying these people okay, Fridays for Future, I understand they care about the environment, but Ende Gelände, they say they're against capitalism, so they don't actually care about the environment. Yeah. They're actually radicals, and they're tricking you by talking about the environment.
Gotcha, bitch.
Wow.
The question to me is just, what does caring about the environment mean? I guess they literally just mean you're have dreadlocks and be I'm green and vegan. That's it. That's all there is.
Definitely.
I think a lot of people just literally think of it in the fact of that you would plant trees or something.
Yeah, you're part of the Green Party or something.
Yeah.
Bringing some green innovations to capitalism. Make green capitalism, as if that is possible.
Yeah, but just the most just fucking idiotic idea of what a third grader would think of green politics is just going and planting trees with your friends. I'm doing something. I genuinely think that is what a lot of these people probably imagine.
In fairness, I do. The other
Don't
side.
Defend this.
No,
I'm right.
You are right, but there are those radical tree planters who I love they're the best. They just drive around in a pickup truck, and I think it's South America where they're mostly active in Brazil and shit. And they will just dig up a part of a street a road and put in an already fairly grown tree, and it blocks traffic at the same time.
That's awesome.
It kicks ass. They do it at
That's
night.
fun.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's direct action shit.
I like that. That's good.
Seriously.
But yeah, I liked your kind of breakdown while you were away. Rob was away. I was just sending these tweets being these are all the same words. How are these different accounts? How are these different people?
Yeah, it really seemed like some coordinated talking point. Maybe it's just some, I don't know, I don't read or listen to some right-wing German person, but maybe they just said that and now everyone is just repeating.
Did you actually hear about that thing that one of the, I don't know if it was on purpose or by accident, one of the police cars left their microphone on? And and so they, actually one of the journalists from Neues Deutschland, she actually recorded it because she was doing, she was talking right now on Twitter or something, a live video. And then that policeman said, yeah, but it's actually just fucking ticks or something like that. So, what are you worrying about? He said in German, sind doch nur Zecken. So that is that word is a word to what actually right-wing people use to insult leftists and ticks, Zecken. And that was kind of a controversy because then the policeman started to run up to the car, to the van, and saying oh no, you still have your microphone on and shit like that. So did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did, and I think the news got around pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there were a bunch of parliamentary from
exactly.
the Greens and Die Linke. There always are, but I don't know. Maybe I just noticed it more this year, but maybe because the action was more spread out and lasted longer than in past years, that more people saw like, the police, they're lying. Like, that's not what happened. Like, when they tell people that, like,
Shocked Pikachu meme.
how can they do that? Yeah, exactly. Which is, always good, a little depressing, but they just keep doing what they're doing. Like, I had friends in the hospital for a few days, and like, you're literally not allowed to just move your arm towards the police in any way, or else you can get hit with you're attacking a police officer. So.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, because there was also this incident. One of the Neues Deutschland journalists, he got arrested by the police. He said, he wasn't arrested, but he was taken into custody somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't allowed to film anymore, and he wasn't allowed to report anymore. And that is kind of like, you can't do that. Like it happened after you guys stormed the actual
The Bastille.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what no, not the Bastille.
Inshallah.
Oh, we're taking advantage of Yuli's second language.
1789. No,
Rob is one of those like
the pit. Let's call it the pit.
The pit. Mortal Kombat. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I can only talk in modern.
No. Welcome to Ender Galenda. Now I want to see a death wall.
Open this shit up.
Okay, come on. The mine, whatever, the ground. The
I'm down for the
whole pit.
It's the pit.
You guys know the song. The next song is called 1, 2, 3.
As one guy in the corner is just like, man, I wish bands could just all be breakdown. Why do we need to bother with the rest of this shit?
No, but that is like typical behavior. You had that at G20. You had that here. That they arrest left-wing journalists that are not able to report on it anymore because they are reporting in favor of the movement. And yeah, he got out though, and
cops.
It was interesting because they told him, "Okay, you're not arrested, but you got to stay in the van." So that was kind of interesting.
The police posting, "Don't worry, he has his favorite music on and the air conditioner is running."
We gave him some.
He's not arrested. He just likes it in the van.
He's just hanging out.
It's a fun game we're playing. You just stay in the back of the car. Freedom is lava. Freedom is lava. You can't touch it.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it's kind of like, yeah. I
mean, the NRV police in general are maybe my favorite police in Germany.
Oh, yeah, I love them.
We love
them
cops.
since I was 14, 15.
Because, I'm not going to say, police suck everywhere. But the U.S. has some really crazy police. And I feel like the NRV is the closest to, the real U.S. police mindset. Like, if you're a cop in Detroit or Chicago and you're just, acting like you're, I don't know, going out like you're pacifying a colony and you're have to go do this, and the NRV has a little bit of that energy, we have to go out here, the savages are all around and we have to do something about it. Yeah. So it honestly doesn't surprise me anything.
Watch in Krefeld where all the fucking sickos are going by.
I was in Krefeld.
I mean, I didn't see it this year, but every year the police speakers are always just talking about how this is a very dangerous, violent group that's organizing. Last year, they've said they have tunnels underground, like the Viet Cong.
Hell, fucking
very
yeah,
organized.
they do.
And I'm all right, I don't want to give away operations. I hope we did. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, just trying to imagine being a 16-year-old Antifa girl in fucking NRV. That was fun.
I'm just imagining now Rob just chilling in the tunnels, just an SKS being
lovely.
We
Did
out
you do
here,
that?
Little Bluetooth speaker, just little beats.
Hey, welcome to your weekly corner, Späti. I'm Nick, joined by the full gang. Everyone's here. We can sound off if you want.
My name's Kieran. I'm back. It's your boy. I'm the tough one in the gang. That's been my role that everyone has known. I wear leather jackets and I smoke, and sometimes I kick things over because I have no respect.
Okay. Okay, I'm Julian. I'm a token woman on the pod. You won't hear me. I'm
Oh,
just
God
there
damn.
for the looks.
You done, Kieran? Or should I go?
Took me a minute.
Oh,
Hey, I'm Rob. I'm back. I had a religious experience last weekend with Marianne Williamson, Alex Jones, and the co-founder of Foodora at Fusion Festival. So it was a great time. All my best friends were there.
Foodora is my best friend.
Well, actually,
He was actually. Did I show you guys the tweet? He was actually there, being like, "This is like, I guess the equivalent of like Americans complaining about their the flight, like their poor service from Delta or whatever." He was just complaining about the bus from the festival, about how like they didn't leave yet, and this is so inefficient and bad. And I'm like,
oh my god.
So, like,
it's not for you.
I
You
know-
should have ordered food or something while waiting.
do you think he has like supreme command over all the other like riders? And then
Yeah.
when it's like one rides up, he's like, "Give me your bike."
Just bikes up.
He just opens the little like square thing with food inside, and I need this for sustenance.
Sustenance.
But then he like cycles really fast. I know he's like a real person, but I'm just imagining Rob hanging out in like Fusion with like the bad 3D word art that is just the Foodora logo, just like rotating, just the hand with the like serving tray, just like it speaks to you.
I mean, there's enough drugs at Fusion for that to become a reality.
Definitely.
And like it glows when it talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It tells you the secrets of the universe, but then like
It's
catchy,
food.
fun.
Orders you Vietnamese.
I was thinking next year we should try to do a live show at Fusion. Like they have workshops, and then we could just riff a bit.
Hijack it.
They're like, "Hey guys, welcome to the corner Späti."
Can we actually like also sell beer? Because otherwise,
Oh hell yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Was at a
I
festival
mean,
to set up our own Späti?
Yeah, it's gotta be a speech.
Yeah, if anyone works with the people at Fusion, hit ya boys and girls up.
We wanna
It's just a regular Späti, but we just give you hot takes about politics.
exactly.
Well, it's like a Snapple cap, and they have something printed underneath, but you like screw it off, and then you look at it.
Whoa,
It's something ridiculous,
This
like-
is like
I don't know about Drake
picture
or whatever we
of my
usually
show.
talk about on the show.
60% of cops' households are free from domestic violence.
Or they're just things Alex Jones would say about Fusion, because it is like, I'm sure to him it's like Bohemian Grove shit. And
Oh,
he would
God,
just think
yeah, he's
it's the
just-
gathering of the
yeah.
globalists.
I just imagine Alex
Gathering
Jones on like an Instagram live. He would just be like, "I'm here at the German globalist meeting in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern."
I'm at the heart of the Antifa in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern.
Is there like imagining just him too, like just like trying to get on the bus, just like having to like like undercover play cool, but it's Alex Jones, so he fucking obviously can. So he's just
Walking around with a live camera crew.
just like
Yeah.
getting in these like fucking kids' faces of like, "Have you personally met George Soros? Is he in fact a lizard person?
It's very
Take me to the president of Antifa."
Just the idea that there are these pressed pills in the shapes of maybe a globe, like the See No Evil monkey, all these just ominous like figures, and he's just like, I don't know what's in there. Some MDMA. Who knows?
I like the idea
It's
that
just would freak him out.
the president or the fucking CEO of Foodora just being like, "Oh man, so fucking sick of this bus service. Got kicked off last minute because Alex Jones needed 2 seats for himself and then another row for his entire camera crew."
Yeah, sad that he's just not a DIY kind of guy.
All right.
But yeah, also too, just Alex Jones on fucking MDMA, just like, "I'm 7 hours in, I haven't had a sip of water yet.
Oh no.
It's really fucking hot, but I love everyone here."
Oh my god.
Well, just like weed, he would take it once a year to see how powerful the
Yeah, they
it's
just like
gotten.
talk about like, "Back in my day, MDMA was not nearly as powerful as what the kids have today.
globalists are
The
really
global-
taking over.
The globalists have made the MDMA stronger."
But yeah, the main topic today is these fucking new nominations for the EU top brass. But before that,
You guys did it. We are all nominated.
Yeah.
Different positions.
I
Gotta move to Brussels.
Thank you for all our fans who voted online. We will be sure to use our mandate wisely.
You gotta be head of commission.
I'm
German.
Yeah, you're German, so you've been given the commission.
Exactly.
Rob is in charge of just beats, trap beats. Nick
Good vibes too. I mean, Rob has a handle on that.
Nick has just been given the entire nation of Greece as a giant pleasure palace.
Yay!
We're in the process of kicking out all the people who are already there. And I have been given the Congo.
Wait. Never mind.
But first, it's the triumphant return of the Megarika.
Yay!
Megarika.
That's how you know you're home.
Yeah, that's Rob's back.
I've been all around Germany, and I know I'm home when I hear about it. Just an obnoxiously rich person hunting. I don't know.
All right, so this one,
Boars from their helicopter.
Yeah.
this one's a little special, guys.
Oh, you did it
Thank
just
you.
for us?
I did a special one, yeah.
Thanks, babe.
So this one is technically the richest person in 2 countries in Europe.
Daddy,
Oh.
you're spoiling us today.
Yeah, I know. So both of these countries are acceptable answers, and they will also come up again in the Megarika competition
So
because
if we name both, do we get double points?
sure.
Cool. I'm keeping track.
All right.
Can it be the...
For anyone who doesn't know, this is the game where I say, I found the richest person in every European country. I'm going to tell these guys their net worth, the industry they're in, and 3 facts about them, and they have to guess who they are or at least the country they're from. Starting off, net worth, $8.5 billion US dollars.
Okay, that's impressive.
Solid.
Better than the 1.2 that we had in some other ones. That
Oh,
was some
for sure.
weird billionaire shit.
Oh, there's some thousandaires in here, man. It gets real fucking dire.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
We'll get into that when it happens. Why are they rich? Shipping,
Oh,
and they married into wealth.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so if you think you really have it, I'm going to say you go last, but here we go.
There's 2 countries of shipping, so it's
Yeah?
yeah.
Only 2 countries have access to the sea.
Yes, none else. Fucked.
No, I'm confused.
Fact number 1. During the 70s, with 3 others, he started a shipping company. And in the 80s, after an aggressive startup period, he made his fortune as being the only shipping company that shipped oil out of Iran during the Iran and Iraq War.
Wow.
Yeah. He was known as the lifeline to the Ayatollah.
Damn, that is a flex.
He similarly provided apartheid South Africa with oil during the embargo period. When asked to explain,
All right.
when asked to explain this, he said, "Everyone in shipping in his country was doing this."
Damn, I don't want to say the country because that's just such a. If I'm right, then that's perfect mentality for this country.
This quickly fell apart when he and his associates were arrested for using their cargo as their own fuel, and doing a wee bit of insurance fraud to cover up the $16 million losses in cargo. The court case took 5 years. The charges were ultimately waived before it ever got to court.
But in the shipping world, that's like jaywalking. Like using your own fuel, using your own cargo to fuel your ship is like, yeah, like that's all they could get them on. Okay.
Oh, there's more.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I spoke too soon.
Yeah. Fact number 2. In the 90s, he bounced back by buying other shipping companies and selling them for parts. A company he owned was sued by the devolved government of Wales for spilling 71,800 tons of crude oil on one of their beaches. The lawsuit didn't land, and he countersued the nation of Wales. It was at this point he diversified his portfolio by basically purchasing all of his vertical by gaining controlling share of oil drilling companies riddled with bribing and oil spill scandals, the companies that also make the shipping equipment, also riddled with bribery scandals, and also a sea farming conglomerate that has basically single-handedly destroyed the marine wildlife of Scotland and Chile.
Oh, cool.
And he bought whales and installed an apartheid system, so he could be the only one who could ship oil out of it.
Wow.
That's just smart. Creating business opportunities.
We're all about that Welsh oil.
How about that Welsh apartheid?
Oh, God. All right. Fact number 3. After his success, never once paying taxes, and an attempt by his home country to raid one of his companies, called off last minute because the industry and trade minister feared job losses in the country, he denounced the citizenship of the country he made all his money in, saying it was impossible to make money in this country.
All right.
Yeah.
Smart move.
Yeah. The country coincidentally has a really high tax rate on high earners. But don't worry, he started donating a lot of his money to hospitals after his wife died of cancer. About 0.001% of his wealth.
King.
Yeah. So that's this guy.
That's the ending of that children's book. Guess how much I love you, and you flip to the last page, and it's 0.001%. That's how much I love you.
Aw.
Sweetie, when you die, I'm going to donate a negligible fraction of my wealth to make sure that no one else goes through this again.
When I die, donate 0.0001% of my wealth to someone.
All right. So, how confident are you, Nick, in your answer?
I'm pretty confident.
Okay. So we're going to go with Rob first here. Rob, what country do you think this is?
I don't know. Is it Greece?
All right. I'm going to tell you after we all have the answers. Yulia.
Which countries did we have already?
Like when you get like a map put up, you know?
Yeah, right, okay. I can
Because
tell.
wasn't.
We had Romania.
I can tell you off the top that I can tell you here. We've done Georgia, Bulgaria, Iceland, Romania, and Italy, but Italy is still in play
Oh, why?
Because there's 2.
because the guy who's still credited as like the richest person in Italy is like dead now.
Okay. Oh shit. I'm so bad at this. I hate it.
It's all right. It's not a real competition, except for
yeah,
Nick.
but I feel like I feel the pressure.
I mean, I don't like Greece has shipping, so I pick Greece. I don't know about the high tax rate on the top
say
right.
It
no.
has an
Norway.
incredibly high tax rate.
Oh,
Okay.
There we go.
I don't know why.
What'd you guess?
Norway.
Norway?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say?
Oh, that's also like they
I
have.
just thought because
I'm gonna say
oil
Greece and Cyprus because there's 2.
I'm gonna make you pick one here.
Okay, Greece. But
Okay.
you said that it's 2 countries.
Shit,
Yep.
so I'm kind of stupid here, apparently.
Yeah.
No, because you got it right.
Whoa!
Oh wow!
Oh my god, this is awesome. See, it is a real competition. Yes!
So this is John Fredrickson. He,
Okay.
Oh, fuck
he
yeah.
is born Norwegian.
Julia's so happy.
Yeah, I thought because of the tax rate and because of the oil shit and the shipping and yeah. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I think about it,
Fuck,
like complaining
yeah.
that you can't make money in that country
Yeah.
sounds like a dipshit rich guy
Exactly,
thing.
It does,
to
like,
exactly.
complain
yeah.
Norway
and
about.
that's, yeah. Okay,
Dipshit in
cool.
a Nordic country thing to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
I just have my $8 billion. I can't not to make no money in this country.
I'm happy.
But yeah, he denounced his Norwegian.
I like how his vibes were very Greek. Like I very much appreciate that.
It's interesting you say that because he denounced his Norwegian citizenship and he now is a Cypriot citizen.
Fucking shit! God damn it!
So, whoa.
That was the other acceptable answer.
Fuck.
Uh,
You know, sometimes you just
Yeah,
reach
I'm
a
gonna edit
place-
that out and fuck
I'm
you
gonna make you
guys.
pick one, Nick. Cyprus. It's recording later.
Sometimes you
Cyprus.
just reach a country and you realize I'm home. And few know this, but Cyprus doesn't belong to Greece or Turkey or even Syria, Norway. It's where it's always belonged.
That's pretty wild though that he is also the richest person in Cyprus as well.
Yeah, he's richest in both.
Wow, what a
What a guy.
goals. Making fucking money moves right there.
We'll get to it, but the next richest person in Norway is or Cyprus is quite a ways off.
It's a guy who owns a falafel stand.
You see, I have 3 lamb. I have 3 lambs.
His wealth is measured in 3 lambs
I
and
just
12
imagined
goats.
that right now. It's just a guy with a mustache showing you his lambs.
Yeah, Anastasios Christotopoulos with his fucking like just
Also called Tassos.
yeah.
The rich guy.
I like he's just like he's wearing like a really nice handed down suit, and just show you his 3 lambs is like, and this is my 3 lamb. Excuse me, I have to go on national broadcaster and talk about how I had 5 lamb before Turk invade. And he just looks across the field to like Turkish Republic of North Cyprus, and there's his 2 other lambs staring at him. He just waves, and a single tear goes down his cheek.
I can't wait for that week of Megarika.
If unification doesn't happen soon, I'm going to have to liquidize one of these lambs. I'm going to liquidate one of these assets.
Can we hear some more about our lovely Norwegian shipping magnate?
John Fredrickson.
Yeah, what I want to. He sounds like a great guy, just doing some crimes, spilling oil.
Let me give me a second here.
True, yeah, the oil spillage thing should have really given it away.
Exactly,
God damn
that's
it.
what I
Yeah,
thought.
I personally love that he's basically destroyed.
Oh, that's what he looks
Yeah,
like.
he looks like
He's not even cute.
no, he looks like one of the garbage pail kids.
Yeah.
That's just depressing that like lump of a reddish man is
Nice sunglasses.
that evil.
You don't need sunglasses in Norway.
No, you don't.
I guess he has.
Maybe a Cyprus.
These are my
picture.
Cyprus sunglasses. Yes, 100.
I just also imagine like he's like probably just like lives on his yacht or something like that in Cyprus.
Probably.
So he's. Let's see. He owns Deep Sea Supply, which does like supply for drilling. Deep Sea Supply for drilling. He does he owns the offshore drilling company Seadrill. Seadrill, yeah. That's a Pokemon, right? I'm not. Okay, good, yeah. Yeah, he has a bunch of holding companies, overseas ship holding group, and like the other one that I was like really unsurprised, but like he literally got into fish farming because he was like drilling for oil is too controversial a business.
So fishing is not.
Yeah, but like literally, this company Marine Harvest is like the one he's done like the most damage with.
It's also called Marine Harvest.
Marine
That sounds kind of
Harvest, yeah.
That sounds like a sci-fi thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's
Sounds
oh
like they have
yeah.
no fish left afterwards.
So is the, sorry, I should say they have rebranded probably due to all the fucking scandals to Moe.
Not called Blackwater?
Well, that's what it is.
It works because it's fishing and oil, and a private military contracting company.
And oil spills.
And oil spills.
Every time I met with what's his name, at the Seychelles, he'd always just take me out for fish. I never understood why. Let's get some fish. I know this great place. Yeah, they've rebranded to Moe to like, which is
Moe.
this is a cuter name.
It is.
Yeah.
I think Blackwater
Wait,
was
did
a
you
better
write it
name.
with an omega?
What?
Did you write it with an omega?
No, there's just a line underneath it because Norwegian's not a real language.
Oh.
No,
Wait, what? How's it spelled?
no, it's just a
No,
it's just a
look,
graphic.
From here, looked like
It looked like Omega, but it's just a graphic design decision.
Okay.
Lame.
Thought he like embraced his like.
His Cypriot.
Cypriot.
No, it could be because the O with a line underneath it is Omega. If you write it a different way.
He's like, hey, see, I am one of. I can't do a Norwegian accent. This is like, I'm one of you guys. me and the lamb guy, we get on great. We meet up for coffee. Do you guys like coffee? I don't know.
Greek mocha.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing is if anyone out there has like command of like Norwegian or a language that can read Norwegian, he is the subject of a book called shop floor, or whatever the Swedish word or Norwegian word for shop floor is, which is just like a biography of him and all the fucking dodgy shit he did. Well, at the same time, like he's like come out and said this book is not true. Nothing about it is real. I've never seen a fish before in my life. Whatever the hell.
Nailed
yeah.
it.
John Fredrickson.
What a guy.
What a guy.
His name is really John.
It's probably Jan.
Yeah.
It's probably, to be fair, it's probably pronounced
Jon
Jan.
Fredrickson.
Yeah. It is literally just him speaking perfect, like, Cypriot Greek, and there's like, Jon Fredrickson. It's like, you're not fitting in as well as you think you are. Yeah.
All right, I love this one.
He was a good guy. I like him. He's got a potato face.
He doesn't have the flair of the Eastern. He doesn't have the flair of the Eastern Europeans, but like I do think there's some potential there with the Iran and apartheid South Africa connections. Like maybe like a classic, like I don't know, like a buddy movie, like he and
his Ayatollah Khomeini.
No, literally, it's you get that guy Jay Baruchel to play him as like the shipping magnate and get Seth Rogen to play the Ayatollah. And it's like this bromance buddy comedy thing. I could see that happening.
All right.
Yes.
Now we're into the actual news of the week, I guess, right?
Yep.
We're fucking weirdos like that, paying attention to Europe.
Ugh.
You're welcome.
Ugh.
I haven't been.
Cool. I'll bring it to the main topic right now.
Good.
Which is to say that we recorded our discussion of what we're about to talk about last night, and everything just went to it. The computer turns out to be sexist. It
super sexist.
cancelled Yulia, and
turns out it was a bad cable. Actually,
we cancelled the cable.
Yeah.
Yep. Everything is well now, and now we're here to talk to you guys about the EU's newly nominated fucking clown car of
Clowns.
Yes, that is what a clown car is of. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is the kind of content you would have been missing if we uploaded the other thing.
Exactly.
We've never had that, that realization right there.
First of all, I just want to say I love saying everything twice. It goes, my motto is always, cut twice, measure once.
So yeah, we got 5 people here, 3 tiers. We've got the Who Fucking Cares tier at the bottom, 2 people in that. At the top, we have the Go Off Kings and Queens tier, where everyone in this room is going to rant about these top 2. And then in the middle, we have a very special tier called the Josep Borrell tier.
It's just one dude.
This is one guy that we have to talk about. But, all right. Quickly, I'm going to blow...
But he has, he has potential.
He does.
He has so much potential to make
now
it up
he's
to
in
that
this,
god tier.
Now that he's in this continent-wide limelight position, I'm very excited for what he could bring to the table.
He has that can-do attitude that all prospects have. But we'll see what the 2019 EU season can do for his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it all back. I love the horse race. Just like my friends in the U.S. who are it's F5 season and they just can't wait to see how the basketball landscape will shake out. That's how I feel with the EU. There's just so much potential, and just like maybe they don't even watch the actual basketball games. I don't even care what policies they're going to do. It's just exciting to see what's going to happen, what new names we're going to learn about. It's just so, ooh, can't wait.
Okay, so tier 1, dead-eyed robots. Who gives a shit? First one, Charles Michel. He's been nominated for president of the European Council. He's been the Prime Minister of Belgium since October 2014. His party is from Reformist Movement, which is like a centrist ALDE Renew party, very associated with Guy Verhofstadt.
King.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's basically the Wallonian equivalent of Guy Verhofstadt.
Feeling like Wallonian Guy Verhofstadt.
Pretty much. Comes from a bit of a dynasty. His dad was the former foreign minister of Belgium and an EU commissioner. That'll be a recurring theme.
Yeah, that's kind of random. But what a nice coincidence that they both randomly happen to be in politics.
So can you describe for, not even just like dumb people, but people like myself, of what is it, the president of the European Union? What is he?
So he's going to be president of the European Council. Okay.
You're okay, president of the European
Union.
No, whatever.
We should have that.
Yeah, what is there's so many different stupid fucking things that I don't know and that are so too complicated for me to actually want to care about. But because you do, please educate me.
Right. Care is a strong word, but no and can't get rid of this information is probably a better description. All right, so European Council, I think I said this last time, is kind of comparable to the Senate in the US. It's like the EU's upper house. It's usually filled with the heads of state. They meet every so often. They're like, nah, do this, do that. He's basically the speaker for it, the representative. If they ever do a press conference or make an announcement, he's the one who's doing it. So he's replacing Donald Tusk, who's going back to Polish politics.
Back to the fun politics.
There is actually a lot of people who are like super into the idea that Donald Tusk is going to be some sort of weird savior of Poland.
Oh, you think so? I doubt that, actually.
right.
In free agency, anything's possible. You know, your team next year, this is going to be the year.
I mean-
like, this is really going to be the difference maker.
We also thought that about, no, not we, but people thought that about Martin Schulz coming
Oh,
from the
yeah,
European
yeah,
Union.
yeah.
And we know how that happened. Like,
There
we
was... Everyone forgets there was that subreddit called The Schultz.
I know,
holy
I
shit,
know.
yeah.
There were a lot of memes, but that was all the content he had.
Yeah.
Was just fucking internet memes.
And then people realized he was not as exciting as those memes
Seriously.
as a person.
The Schulz.
The Schultz.
Man, that was like that was depressing.
That was
was-
depressing.
We were in a dark spot 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Still in a dark spot, but
Good thing that's
Didn't
over.
get better.
Good times are ahead.
Yeah, so Charles Michel, he's been nominated. He hasn't been confirmed yet. The Parliament is throwing up a bit of a shit fit, but we'll see if they actually manifest that at all. We can talk about that later. Next, in the dead-eyed category of who gives a fuck, David Sassoli, this guy is actually the European Parliament president now. He was voted in, it's confirmed. This is like a Speaker of the House role.
cool.
Yeah.
I am a sass man.
You are. Hashtag Sassman, let's get that going. He's from PD, Democratic Party of Italy, who we know from like Matteo Renzi fame.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which is supposedly a centre-left party, but they have like openly flirted with joining like the Guy Verhofstadt Macron project of Renew. Yeah. His big claim to fame is failing to win the PD primary in 2012 as candidate for mayor of Rome, losing to a guy called Ignazio Marino.
Why does Mayor of Rome sound like some like title that like the Pope has, like Bishop of Rome? You know, like the Pope has 2 tasks.
Yeah.
Like one is then Bishop of Rome and one is then the motherfucking Pope.
Oh, it's like the like co-prince of Andorra. Like every French president.
Yeah,
is also
exactly.
co-prince
That
of
sounds
Andorra.
like it has like some different meaning also to it. It's like, oh, you're mayor of Rome, but you also control like Ethiopia as well.
Well, hang on. This is Italian history. Yeah, so like, yeah, that is actually, it's interesting you say that because mayor of Rome seems to be the only role only thing you do as mayor of Rome really is like be a fuck you to the Pope. Because like basically the Pope at one point was like gay marriage shouldn't happen, and then like Ignazio Marino, the guy who actually did win the mayoralship, was just like, I have the power to like marry people on the steps of the courthouse, so fuck it, gay people come here, you're all married now.
What?
Yeah, he was good like that, but then he was replaced by a woman called Virginia Raji, who is just like
Isn't she from Step 5 Star Movement?
5-star
yeah, I know
movement.
her. Mhm.
Yeah. Her whole thing right now is she can't get like the like bin men, the garbage men, to like collect any of the like big garbage waste. So there's all the people in Rome have to start taking all their broken refrigerators to the office of the mayor and just leaving them on her doorstep or on the street outside.
Effective.
Yeah. That's David Sassoli basically. He's nobody. He failed to like really get started in like national Italian politics. He's been an MEP since 2009. Yeah, nothing. We now enter our next tier, which is Josep Borrell tier.
Yay.
That about sums it up.
Yeah.
That kind of enthusiasm.
I know. Love that guy.
So, real quick facts. He's been nominated for being like the head of foreign affairs. This is just foreign policy person for the EU. We get to brief history of him is that he was formerly the leader of the PSOE, the centre-left party of Spain. He was an MEP for a couple of years, 5 years, and then he like took a break, went into academia, and then suddenly this year he's become like the foreign minister. He made his fame in Spain by being a Catalonian who was opposed to Catalonian succession.
Traitor.
Yep. And yeah, other scandals involving him. Yeah, he had this whole insider trading thing with a renewable tech company he was involved with. Fraud investigation stuff. That's all good.
That's
Typical
just
stuff.
that's just a good CV for like a potential EU person. Like,
Yeah, these are just like
I've seen your work.
yeah.
He's a real 5-tool prospect. He's got it all. He's got
So I was like,
he's got murdering migrants. He's got austerity.
being involved in some public procurement fraud.
Whomst among us?
The EU has like completely like, you know how like companies, it's like a running joke about how companies like demand way too much for their requirements. Like, you need 6 years experience with this programming language that's been out for 5 years. So they're like, you need to have like taken at least $1 trillion in fraud, all sorts of stuff.
Well, Rob, in the off season, I really appreciated his arrest record of Catalonian old women. You know, that was really the key to success in the 2017-2018 season that we saw with him.
He's a real scrappy player. You know, he tells the Catalonians to pull their pants up. They are Spanish. Get over it.
Stop shitting on logs.
We had about a 5-minute detour with shitting on logs before. We're not going to talk about that.
I didn't know what it was.
I completely forgot about
I
that.
seriously did
Fucking
not know
logs.
what it was, and then my brain just got like destroyed by you guys describing something that
Very poorly.
that there's like,
Come
oh, what, you
on.
don't fucking know about this log shit.
Yeah, you've never seen it?
No, I've never
Seriously.
seen it.
It's cute. Weird and cute.
Let's put it this way. Our fans, our listeners, please send Nick all the photos of Catalonian log shitting, all the
Yeah.
poop, all the logs, so that he understands it.
I mean,
we
yeah,
don't need it.
actually, so I can get educated. You know, like I'm just trying to learn more about oppressed groups. So, I am an ally.
We must defend this culture of log shit. Yeah, so Kieran's going to make his first of these references in this podcast. I think he's not going to be a Daisuke
Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Fucking nailed it,
Matsuzaka.
Kieran.
I did it, guys. I did it. Baseball. Yeah, I think this guy, I think he's worth the hype. We've seen his interview.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome.
wow.
We've
But
se-
maybe he'll have like a Steven Strasberg year. We'll have a really good first half of the season. He had a really good first season, comes back, just destroys his fucking ligaments in his arm, has to have Tommy John surgery. Still a good pitcher, but can't reach 100 miles an hour like he used to in his first 2 seasons.
So for anyone who listening at home, my face basically just dropped the entire time Nick was talking about whatever that was, because I was like, I just learned about one baseball player. Don't introduce others. You fucker. So yeah, we saw his DW interview where it was just
He had that potential.
Yeah.
He had fire potential.
Can you explain it quickly for our listeners?
Yeah, so they DW Deutsche Welle sat down with him for an interview segment they called Conflict Zone. I don't know how he was expecting this interview to go.
That sounds like a CNN Wolf Blitzer. If Wolf Blitzer actually
it
grilled
literally
someone.
is. Like it's that fucking dipshit from Deutsche Welle who cannot interview people. Actually, he's actually really horrible at interviewing everyone, because exactly that is just to piss people off.
Yeah.
So he has one with Frauke Petri that just like tries to egg her on, but like not with like I would say with like semi-legitimate points, because then when they just start getting angry, he'll just start throwing out statistics. Like it happens with our number 1 draft prospect.
Josep, yeah.
Yeah, did anyone ever talk to him? Like, did a full interview or something like that?
They all walk out.
Frauke Petri did. And
She
was
did,
just
yeah, true.
pissed.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He's a horrible interviewer. Like
Yeah.
we cannot give him too much credit. He's a big fat fucking idiot.
Oh my god!
But
wow.
He did piss this guy off.
I think there is a place for like that confrontational interviewing style, but he's also not doing that well, because he also just like backs down on certain things.
Yeah, yeah,
way
yeah.
too
That's
much.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah,
And to be fair, it is an online Deutsche Welle,
yeah.
like YouTube only interview platform, if I'm not
So-
mistaken.
To describe what happened, Josep Borrell, while foreign minister of Spain, which he's only been since 2018, had this one-on-one interview on Conflict Zone, where he was asked about like the conditions in which like Catalonian separatist politicians were being kept in. The guy in the interview pointed out that she hasn't been convicted for anything; she's just been charged. She hasn't been like actually found guilty of anything. And she's in solitary confinement. She's like 60 something, and he's just like, what is solitary confinement? What is any of this? No, I stop interview.
Aren't we all solitary
Damn.
ourselves?
But also, it was weird. It felt like he was also playing up his poor English. I thought he was really about to say, I was like, what is solitaire? Just cracks out a deck of cards.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yes,
Stop playing.
magic tricks.
You mean that game on the? You mean that game on the computer that when I win, my just like computer explodes with cards everywhere?
Yeah. And then what really got him was the statistic that like 70% of Spaniards want constitutional reform, and he was like, I stopped the record. Record over. No, if you do this, I just it's,
No.
No, just
Was the exact quote?
Yeah. I also love the way he pronounced, like, he says record instead of like recording or interview, which I love.
They meant like record, like with journalistic stuff.
Maybe, but he's definitely not using it correctly. Yeah, so
Who are you to judge, Kieran?
I know, right? My English is fucking terrible. But yeah, I think this guy, now that he's like in this larger limelight position, is going to be a fucking treat of just dumb shit. His actual like foreign policy positions is he's not in favor of intervening in Iran and North Korea.
that's something.
That's good. He is majorly in favor of intervening in Venezuela.
That's horrible.
I said this last time, but I think the only reason that we have that split is that he speaks Spanish. He knows what's happening.
It's like, oh yeah.
They speak Farsi over there. I'm not going there. Fuck that.
Oh, wait, hold up. Like, there is, Mike Pompeo did say that Hezbollah, Iran, well, just those two, are in Venezuela
Yeah.
helping Maduro.
Nice.
So he should care.
Right. So you cannot simply enter Venezuela and not consider Iran.
Exactly, yeah.
How are the Kims involved?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Mike Pompeo rolls up on a scooter in Venezuela. Have you considered Hezbollah?
He also made like a jab at America on the 4th of July about like, good job killing the Indians. He's the last
Nice.
year.
That's
Coming from a Spanish person.
Yeah.
he just meant it as a thing of like they didn't do genocide well enough.
Yeah. Look at our colonialism.
It's the whole like not recognizing Iraq as a moral failure, but recognizing it as a tactical failure kind of politician thing.
Yeah, I'm not critiquing you on your colonialism or on your wars. I'm critiquing you on the operative level of your wars.
No, don't stop on my behalf. We now enter into the top tier.
Yeah, I'm ready. I've been fucking riffing, by myself, practicing in the mirror, like shadow boxing, but with podcasting for these next two.
We have number 4 and number 5. Number 4, Christiana, it's payback time, Lagarde. New nominated head of the ECB.
Yep.
Yay.
Let's make austerity feminism, fam.
Yeah.
All right. So, fun quotes, especially around the feminism. Upon the death of King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia, she said, he made great strides for feminism.
That he did. Feminist icon.
Basic rights for women. That's feminism, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. She's known as the Queen of Davos.
Cool.
First off her name.
She,
Slayer of Greeks.
she's just, she's everyone's favorite at Davos because she has the purest adrenochrome. Like, you go to her for the hookup.
Supposedly sympathetic to the Greek situation. Like she's made a lot of comments.
She cried on camera about it. But she still had to do it.
It's not like you're making me racist. You're like the Greeks just keep like social spending and tax dodging. You're making me do this.
This is like this is like hearts and prayers, but for French people because they're just like comments.
But the weird thing is that on that is that supposedly even Yanis Varoufakis has like confirmed this, that even behind closed doors she was like sympathetic to the Greek situation.
I think the whole thing when like Angela Merkel met with like refugee kids and was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sending you back to whichever country you're from." And there's just a kid who just starts crying.
Yeah.
And,
We
like,
never
Angela
talked
Merkel-
about that, did we? That was fucking.
It's
how
one of
long
the
ago was
weirdest
that?
moments.
Yeah.
And Angela is really awkwardly trying to comfort that kid.
Yeah, like
and it's
patting her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can't.
I can't let everyone stay. It's
Yeah, like-
what?
Yeah,
There's
she
a
just-
fucking kid crying.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It says everything wrong.
Yeah.
And I imagine, like, also the interaction between Christine Lagarde and Yanis Varoufakis in a very similar sense, except for without, like, the head patting and the...
Giannis is crying.
But that's kind of the unifying thing between all these people, like not just Merkel and Lagarde, but all the people we've talked about so far and all the EU monsters. We were joking about how they're dead-eyed, but they're just like
They are.
robots.
Yeah.
Like, like the thing about the EU politics I was saying before, like I appreciate the comparisons to the American political system, so I understand their roles. But it's just more advanced. It's like the later installations of an RPG where they have to build out and have more worlds and levels, more councils that I don't know what they do, but it's something to explore here. And then if that's true and that's the game, then these are all the NPC characters populating the game. Yeah. And what's really fucked up about it is it's not NPC like, oh, they can't do anything. They just say 2 sentences over and over. They're running Europe. It's just going in a video game. You're just stuck. That's the real undeadness. How about that for Black Mirror episode? Dude, politics is like Black Mirror, but real.
Whoa.
What if everyone was just playing like a video game, just playing
What
their
about
roles?
if the European Union was all NPCs who could murder you?
And,
If you
people
die
just
in the
don't-
game,
You die in real life.
you die in real life.
And people just don't read anymore, Yeah, god damn it. On that kind of note about the whole Greek situation, though, is that, like, in 2012, she got into this, like, whole scandal where she said that, like, due to Greek tax avoidance, and basically, let's see, 2012, she dryly referred to Greek tax avoidance as said to an interviewer's suggestion that Greeks had had a nice time, but now it's payback time.
What?
Hell
Seriously?
yeah.
Is that like her action movie phrase? I
Yeah.
don't know. Wow.
Christine
Christina
Lagarde is actually my dom.
Oh right,
Like,
yeah. She
yeah.
fin doms you.
Yeah.
She fin doms Greece.
Yeah. It's fucking cool.
Now it's payback time.
Yeah, no, because her whole entire thing during that was like always, like trying to please everyone, and at the end of the day, it just kind of comes back as this very brutal austerity program that she just like, I don't want to do this, but I have to. Like, it's my job, and it's like there were so many other solutions for Greece that then didn't have to involve like this type of massive austerity. But you know what? Fuck it. Like this is the only track of economic thought that we have. So
Yeah.
You made me do this. Why are you imposing austerity on yourself? Why are you imposing austerity on yourself? Huh?
Actually, the Baltics did that. They had recommendations that were like not as harsh as the ones that they actually implemented. They were like, you know what? You want us to do this? Okay, we go full force.
and then just like Swedish bankers, like, damn, we fucking got them to do it.
It's like, wow,
know that
this
was
is
gonna work.
impressive.
Well, that is like older brother. Like, you won't eat that bug, and it's like, all right, and they eat it. It's like, but I didn't know you were gonna do it.
Except, it's just like the older brother is Sweden, the younger brother is Estonia.
Yo, I can't believe they fucking did it. You see how they deregulated their financial markets? Damn!
The mad lad got and done the thing.
Yo, he's fucking madman.
That was me, but drinking a bottle of open surge that we found at the beach. And my brother and his friends were like, "You won't drink it." I'm like, "All right."
Fucking Baltics.
So yeah, I sympathize with the Baltics.
You want to reduce social spending by 2% each year?
Bro, fucking watch me. I'll do it. Like, just wait.
Disability care? Gone. You watch me.
Damn! He fucking did it!
Fucking hell.
Favorite group of countries.
But it does actually get into like a really interesting question though because so I know this actually has little material value because it doesn't matter what these people think, it matters what they do. But it is actually really interesting to try and analyze these people. Are these people just complete ideologues where they can't envision an alternative? But then like these moments when Christina's saying like it's payback time, it's like, or are you taking
Why is that
pleasure in this?
not on like why did we not have like Slay Queen t-shirts of her, you know, or like Nancy Pelosi memes of Christine Lagarde doing shit like that? Because that's one of those things that could like so easily get taken wrong by like neoliberal feminism, where it's like, yeah, look at her, she's fucking telling those dirty Greeks how they have
Like-
to fucking
There is
Like the memes. Sorry.
no go for it.
Like the memes of Margaret Thatcher that just quote her about, like, I don't know what she
About
says.
anything.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
anything. And it's like on
The-
feminist sites, and it's like, wow, women, look at this woman.
Well, the-
I'm just imagining the Nancy Pelosi clap weird meme, but with the it's payback time.
okay, so there is like a neoliberal subreddit, and I'm sure that's in there.
Yeah.
But this is 2012, and this is before like neoliberals started calling themselves neoliberals.
Well, I want to go back to 2012, and I want the meme culture we have of today, but around her, but they're also a little bit slower. So then, like, I don't know, like, damn it, I don't know how to envision this, but I do want like Nancy Pelosi clap memes.
No, sorry, you just went like, oh, they're always behind on memes, and now I'm just imagining Christine Lagarde fucking mouthing along to the Uwu song. It's creeping me the fuck out.
Who can forget Christine Lagarde's famous quote, Europe doesn't exist. They're just countries giving me money and me getting money.
Pounces on you, but the U is Greece.
Rawr.
Shit. All right, so Christina is like one of Macron's major wins in this whole like fucking Game of Thrones bullshit.
Shut the fuck up. Because neoliberal fucking Reddit has already made this.
They have.
Oh, true.
That's maybe the worst part about all of this, is that Macron is literally sitting there being like, I fucking did it. Like, his brain's the size of Jupiter, and he's like, I have become Napoleon,
Yeah.
whatever, just controlling Europe. Cool.
Like we talked about this last night, but like the only way that could have happened for him though is because of this exact moment, all the shit that's going down, where Italy's just not going to work with you because they're fucking doing Italian politics. We're doing fascism over here. Fucking
Back to the roots.
Germany's Merkel is on the way out, supposedly. It's now been revealed just in time that everyone fucking hates AKK. Imagine that. The CDU putting forward politicians everyone fucking hates.
I don't know who votes this party in.
Yeah.
Like, I continuously wonder. I don't think I've ever actually met a CDU. Given I'm not in the income bracket of meeting CDU voters.
Yeah.
You're also in Berlin.
I'm also in Berlin.
Come
There's plenty of
visit
CDU
Luna.
voters. Like,
Come visit Luna. Like, everyone I know that went to school with me is in a fucking, like,
and they're probably all completely fucking
They also
psychotic.
wear suits and go work at their parents' companies, so...
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That is gross.
Yeah. It's the only
Stop
thing you
it.
can do.
Stop it. Stop
Like,
it.
You can only hang out with your friends
What
at
fine,
the
that's
Junge
fine.
Union.
Yeah, right? Oh.
Get drunk at Schützenfest and...
I know we used to play Crash Team Racing, but it actually turns out that I hate you as a person, and I only hung out with you because this was a very small town, and you had a PlayStation. Yeah, so, but it is like so this weird situation where like Germany's on the back heel. Italy wasn't going to cooperate. Britain was meant to fucking leave. Everyone was like super excited for Pedro Sanchez like coming in and like supposedly having like center left representation. Nah, didn't fucking happen.
Nope.
He got fucking bitch slapped by Macron and Guy Verhofstadt, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of what's happened here. But like, she suspected.
Just the dream team, those two.
Yeah.
Give Verhofstadt's like a fucking barnacle, just like on the side of this, just like, I don't know, just growing.
Oh, no, I was talking about Sanchez and Macron, but now I'm just imagining them kiss. I can see it happen. Yeah. So
Yeah, crazy that the like center left savior Pedro Sanchez didn't really work out.
no.
Damn.
Imagine that.
I'm sure people are going to realize that was hopeless to put all your eggs in this basket, and that we won't pick some savior.
Yeah, just imagine that, the center left just rolling over to the center right. Imagine that. Yeah, so she's kind of like picked by Macron because she's going to be favorable to like French banks, which are all kind of like quietly failing at the moment.
I'm just excited for Jan Fleischhauer to start being racist to French people now.
No, he won't. He probably has so much respect for her.
Yeah?
So it's probably the only woman that then he respects.
He's still going to be complaining about Draghi, even though he's not the head of the ECB anymore.
Well, no, because he's because of this fucking revolving door shit. He might be in charge of the IMF.
Oh, there you go. You can just hop on. Oh,
Just
should we
swap
talk about that now?
I say we talk about that now. I say we talk about the slow transition that Jan Fleischhauer is going to be coming into like an anti-globalist, like an anti-globalization left wing.
Jan Fleischhauer, I'm here at the ECB.
No, like he's going to learn about the IMF from the left perspective. Is like they did what to Jamaica? He's just like, but it's still just fueled by his hatred of Mario Draghi.
Yeah, actually, the reason that you can't fucking have an affordable apartment is because the IMF, what they did to Jamaica. There you go. Jan Fleischhauer, my latest.
Or no, he just like the IMF is bad now because an Italian's in charge of it. But
Hell yeah. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for that take.
Yeah.
I want Mario Draghi to become head of the IMF and Jan Fleischhauer just to fucking go off.
But it's still all the criticisms that you could have leveled against the IMF for years.
Yeah.
It's just he's now realized them. IMF.
You love to read it, folks.
What about the IMF?
I don't know.
Who are the potential? Can you introduce them? Who are the potential replacements?
Well, Draghi is like
Your 2019 potential candidates for the head of the IMF.
coming to a third world country trying to socialize an asset. So Mario Draghi, like I said, who was like the ECB head, I don't really have any strong thoughts on him. I don't think he would be good. But the one fucking psychopath who's put his like name in the ring that terrifies the absolute living shit out of me is George Osborne. Former Chancellor of the Exchequer, which is the fancy British way of saying finance minister. For anyone who doesn't know, like Britain didn't have to do austerity. Like it was just completely optional.
Really wanted to.
He really wanted it. And it's just absolutely horrifying levels of austerity. Dependency on food banks in the UK is increased. It's all just gone to shit over there. So the stat that I always remember is like between 2004 and 2009, 10 people per day were dying who were dependent on benefits. Just because of all these like social cutbacks they've done. They've nationalized everything in the UK. They've denationalized, they've privatized.
I was about to say they nationalized
what? That sounds
everything in the UK, and I was like,
Whoa, cool.
This is bad.
wow,
George Osborne.
what a guy.
Daddy. They've privatized everything in the UK. Even though it just doesn't make any sense, they privatized the railways, which just made them more expensive, and then all the nationalized railways of Europe just like bought them, and like train tickets in other European countries are so low because they just make profit off the really exploitative trains in the UK. They nationalized the postal service, but due to like this weird thing in the Magna Carta, Royal Mail still has to, like, while being a private company trying to make a profit, still has to deliver post from like London to the Falkland Islands as if it's like a local rate. So the whole thing's just fucking dumb, and the UK's economy is just about to fucking shit itself. And it's all thanks to this guy who now wants to run the IMF, which is great.
Based on your description, I can say with 100% certainty it will happen.
Yeah.
Book it.
Oh yeah, he has again that can-do attitude that the IMF has been looking for.
Great advanced stats on how many people he can kill with austerity. So the IMF is going to say that's a real asset we can grab.
He can literally decimate a population of poor people.
The UK is the little brother who ate the bug without having to. Like no one said. UK. We were talking to Greece, but okay.
No. The weird thing about the UK is the UK is the only child who ate the bug, dared himself to eat the bug, and then ate the bug.
I mean, like the UK in terms of like economic, especially like interrelated with Europe, is really funny because they think that always like they're top dog, but the British economy has only necessarily benefited because it's been a part of this like thing that they can just fucking pretty much like just cheat on for decades on end, still keep their own currency, which then is better for them because then they have their own monetary policy and shit like that. But Yeah, I'm really curious of then how all these like Tories who are like when Brexit happens, like what they imagine the UK becoming, because economically it's horribly unstable, and then you have to then fucking leech off of these weird trade deals that you're trying to then remake with Europe that you only really necessarily got because you were part of this. You have no actual industry yourself.
Yeah.
Aside from colonialism, which
British,
you don't have anymore.
The other one is like fucking British agriculture. It's just like nothing.
Yeah, it does not exist.
Yeah,
you had factories that then now don't exist there anymore. Like what you have financial, assets.
Yeah.
That is it.
That was Thatcher's plan. Like everyone in the UK
Yeah.
becomes a banker. And it was
So
like,
I don't fucking understand then when that happens, like what that's gonna. I mean, like you thought austerity was fucking bad when you could at least participate in this, European market
yeah.
as a fair player as part of the European Union. Like it's gonna get fucking worse when they do exit out of it. So cool. Like
Hooray.
really, really looking forward to that. Just on a little side caveat with the UK.
Yeah. Let's see, last thing. Do we have any other final thoughts on the Christine Lagarde before we go on to the next one?
I'm ready.
No, I just want to point out that Giannis has a diss track coming out. An op-ed in The Guardian, I guess, is going to come because Greek elections are this weekend, so he's not going to do it this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what that's going to, dig up because he, like he said, like it was this, like, very personal interaction that then he had with then, the IMF, the ECB, the Troika just in general.
Yeah.
And how they're all just a bunch of like, I don't want to do this, but I fucking have to. Like, there's no other option. So, and someone who then actually like wanted to go through with then the Auchi vote that then his government didn't is just kind of a, because even cities, I was like, damn, like, you know what? The Troika's right. Like, we don't have any other option. We have to fucking do this, which also was not true. Like, there was a democratic moment that definitely got passed up on in Greece.
It was, it's like, it's slightly sympathetic because, like, I do feel like in that situation, Greece didn't have the choice. It was the Troika who had the choice that they didn't fucking take. Yeah. Oh, God. All right. So, moving away from that criminal.
Last and certainly not least.
Not least, another queen.
Top prospect for 2019.
Queen of Europe, nomination for President of the Commission, which is the closest we get to, like, President of Europe, basically. Ursula von der Leyen.
Ursula von der Leyen.
Ursula von...
Ursula.
I keep doing
Ursula.
Ursula?
Von der Leyen.
Von der Leyen.
Yeah.
Okay. The V throws me every time. I know it's meant to be an F sound, but I can't do it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
her.
what I can't pronounce. that girl.
So everyone in this room has strong opinions of this woman. Rob has broken his brain. Yulia has had her brain broken by living in Germany.
Yeah.
And being exposed.
And I
to this woman.
respect her.
Nick is a Urshi stan. So all I can say is going back to the Michelle theme. Her dad was an EU commissioner as well, and was also a premier of a German state of Lower Saxony. That's the only bit of research I did on her. So everyone else.
Yeah. First of all, dynasty, ne? That's what we talked about before.
Love
she was born in Brussels, and she's kind of flexing that right now. It's like, I was born here. Come on, I'm just coming back to the neighborhood.
I'm coming home.
Exactly.
She's doing the whole LeBron thing where it's like that a kid from Akron where he's like, always coming back to what is it when he got fucking signed by the Cavaliers again, and he was trying to do the whole thing of like, yeah, your boy's back, like I'm from here, I'm from Ohio. Just a kid from Akron who then makes it back, makes it to the NBA, drafted by his home team, by his home team. Goes and has a stint in Miami, but no, baby.
It was like college.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, so she's homecoming, kind of.
Went to the same school as Boris Johnson in Brussels.
What?
That is
Ursula
unfortunate.
It's some fancy, like the European school in Brussels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. how European she is, she also showed us by via her new Twitter account that
Yes.
she just established after she got the nomination.
Yeah.
Her new Twitter account. Yeah, because
she made Twitter.
yeah, she joined Twitter and she tweeted, like, the first thing she tweeted was using the 3 official languages of the EU, was saying, "Hallo Europa," of course German first, because German first.
Germany first, baby.
Germany first. Hello Europa, hello Europe, salut l'Europe.
Yeah, French last, because who the fuck are we kidding?
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck?
You guys had your moment in the 50s. It's over now. Germany's reunified. Everyone speaks English. Get over it.
Actually, she still has to kind of like thank the French for getting this nomination.
Yeah, the rise. That's a good point.
Yeah, thank you, Macron.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like a backroom deal kind of thing, because he didn't really want Manfred Weber. I mean,
No one wants it.
Oh, well, I think that's a nice little segue to talk about our buddy, Manfred Weber.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or, how
Go
the
for it.
mighty have fallen.
Go
As
for it.
mighty, I mean a person who's just been in the background of politics for like 15 years.
Who's that guy?
So I want to do a little bit of like behind the curtain thing here, because
Yeah.
Rob asked me a question last night that I kind of answered in my fucking stream of consciousness when we recorded this the first time, but I actually think I have a better answer for now, which is basically, you asked me what the fuck happened. Why was this person put forward in the first place if no one fucking liked him?
Yep.
Yeah. And the answer to that is that basically no one outside of the Brussels bubble cares about the Spitzenkandidat process before the election. It's only after the election, when there are supposedly consequences, that they have, like, does the a pan-European politic actually fucking care? Basically, Weber is a big boy in the dumb EPP politics bureaucracy shit. He was able to throw around his weight, get made the Spitzenkandidat, because everyone in the EPP internal structure on the European level seems to think he's like a big swigging dick. But like, the guy himself couldn't command respect in Bavaria, never mind the entirety of Germany, Portugal, Estonia. As soon as the actual European leaders got in there, they're like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it just seems like confusing. I mean, also with like the Orban EPP stuff, where I'm like, why are they screaming at each other? And now they're back. He's back.
No.
They're back in.
EPP means familia.
But actually, speaking of Orban, von der Leyen is like the only candidate that actually Orban and the Polish people, sorry, the PiS party.
That's no better.
What? That's the name.
I know it is.
How is that not better? That's the name. It's not my fault. The Polish government, okay? And Orban could actually get behind, which is quite interesting. And they were like, okay, no, this Manfred we don't like, but von der Leyen we like.
Wait, why does Viktor Orban like her?
I am not sure, actually.
Is it like...
She's defense. I think it's purely that.
Yeah.
So you're saying that then every single day, like, Viktor Orban just like salutes a picture
Well,
of her?
maybe
Just, like,
it's because she actually like
you,
raised the etat for the German army and kind of was like, oh, okay, yeah, I want to, like, Germany needs to take more responsibility. And the word was actually very controversial, since we said we are not going to join any war anymore. I mean,
yeah,
just by selling
cool.
weapons
Yeah.
to everyone.
She loves selling weapons to Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
and
hell
Turkey.
yeah.
Well, my
No,
favorite thing...
Stop that. But Germany. still,
Yulia herself
Oh, God.
is
Germany's
an arms dealer for Germany.
So-
Yulia, how could you?
Germany still trains officers, like Saudi Arabian officers. They actually stopped the arms dealing. But
My favorite controversy of hers is she has a lot. Like, she has a lot that had to do with like internet censorship and stuff like that, which I guess we'll get to in a second. But there's the one where they were making a huge deal about the fact that like the G36 rifle couldn't shoot in the desert. Like, it just wouldn't shoot straight by like a few centimeters, like something really German and very specific. This is why it's bad. And I think then, like, the Bundeswehr just went and just took all those weapons and, like, sold them to, like, Egypt or something like that.
They don't work in the desert. Where would we sell them? Egypt.
I mean, don't quote me on that, but I think I remember reading something like that. Then, like because Yeah, I mean, Germany just like loves selling weapons. Like, I think the third or fourth largest arms dealer in the world.
The two things Germany's love: selling weapons and like eBay Kleinanzeigen, like lightly used weapons, so shoot slightly
Kind of
crookedly.
straight, kind of off.
Pick them up yourself, god damn it.
Preis verhandelbar.
Yeah. So
Before we move on, can I just one more time for Manfred Weber? He's out there now doing interviews with Bill, talking about the quote mächtige Kräfte that are blocking him from, and he's just, and I thought like, I know my first thought was like, oh, maybe he'll realize that like, there's this power structure of the ruling class, and he's on the outside. And as others pointed out, it's like, no, he's just gonna be anti-Semitic. The powerful forces that are blocking him from that quote maybe stabbed him in the back.
Well, Alex Jones, I'm sitting here with Manfred Weber, who said that he has personally talked to George Soros and was given why he could not become the president king of Europe.
That is actually just, it's really funny that's fucking happening now, because call back to the episode we did with Hugh O'Brien when he was here, and he was talking about the fact that he was like one of 1,000 people who were watching the like Spitzenkandidat debates, and all the comments were just like, why isn't Weber saying all the anti-Semitic things I want him to say?
Now he will, baby.
Someone put that into like a PowerPoint presentation for him. He's like, I know what I must do.
This is kind of an aside, but I did want to say that, like, in general, the stabbed in the back theory, like, I feel like it's a very, like the German mindset around it is, like, also very American. I can understand, because it's sort of like, honestly, dude, if it weren't for the fucking commies and Jews, I would have kicked your ass. Like, this is, like, real, like, you know, like, they're just holding me back, man. I would have fucking ruined you.
This is Weber in the back room threatening to beat up a woman.
Exactly. Like, he's not beating up anybody, but it's sort of like he can psych himself up in this way. And also, like, yeah, you know, if they just let me, like, colonize all of Eastern Europe and, like, reintroduce feudalism, then yeah, I could take over Europe. Like, I could do it easy. They just need to let me do that. R.I.P. Manfred. See you in the new Freikorps.
So let's talk a bit more about Uschi. That's the nickname, right?
Uschi, yeah.
Uschi, yeah. Von der Leyen.
I can go through the family history if you want a little bit.
Of course.
So this is very important. This is key to understanding a lot of CDU mindset, because everyone in the CDU has two qualifications. The first is they come from just like a ridiculous aristocratic family pedigree. Like, they're just all like barons and counts and titans of industry, like on all sides. Like, every marriage has to like have that too. So like, if you just go through her family, like, I didn't even write all of it down, but they're just all like I said, the von der Leyen is like some aristocratic family from Krefeld. Then her family is also, they were like barons and electors and like fucking Holy Roman Empire and stuff.
Nice.
Her brother is the CEO of Deezer, which I've never heard of, a music streaming website.
App.
Just why not?
Double E Deezer. Shit. Okay.
Yep. They're just everywhere. All
right.
these people. And then the
It's
second
like a
half-
German-only version of Spotify or something like that.
Oh, the French fucking love it.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking sickos.
maybe Macron was like, that's what sealed the deal.
No, it's like a serious thing of just like, back when I was a musician, it was just like, I would be talking to these French blogs, and I'd be like, yeah, my stuff's on Spotify, and they're like, is it on Deezer? It needs to be on Deezer. I'm like, what the fuck is Deezer?
Never heard of that, actually.
Yeah, right?
Macron was like, the Deezer connection, and then she's like a 60-year-old woman, so we got to have her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Macron.
Macron's demands of just like, yeah, I want Manfred Weber, but in woman and 60 plus.
And as Kieran mentioned before, her father was, a famous elected official.
King of Europe.
She went to college for a year in the UK and had to have like an alias and bodyguards with her all the time because the Red Army faction apparently threatened her father, and they thought they might kidnap her.
That would have been so fucking cool.
Yeah. So congratulations to Europe. The Lindbergh baby is now your president.
Yes.
Literally, like, the family probably is just as racist as Charles Lindbergh is, too.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly. She's on a bunch of boards of directors and bullshit like that. Yeah. And she plagiarized her dissertation.
Classic
Yeah.
German mindset.
That's the 1-2 punch I had to say with the CDU. Because what's his face?
Yeah.
The guy, I forget his name. But he had the same thing. aristocratic pedigree, plagiarize your dissertation. And the problem is because in Germany, it's not like other countries where like the politicians go to law school. Because Germany loves academia. They need a PhD to show like, look, I'm smart. And then they're like, well, how do we get through this? Let's just plagiarize it. I'm from a fucking rich aristocratic family. I'm not doing that shit.
All right. Don't want to step on any toes here, but that is not as German as you think it is. There's fucking scandals of the wazoo that are happening in Spain, the Netherlands, Kosovo, Georgia. Everyone fucking. This is just a Europe thing. Of just lying about the PhD and just being like, yeah, I'm real smart. Here's my thesis on like, I don't know, relativity or gravity. Actually, I was sitting under a tree earlier and some fucking GHOUL Spanish politician.
Well, it's funny because it's connected to the what happened a couple months ago in the U.S. with the whole like scandal about bribing to get into college and stuff. Because these are rich families, and in Europe they're rich and they're like aristocratic in the power structure. You know, they don't need a PhD. They can do whatever they want. I'm sure that you can go be a CEO of a company or whatever without your PhD. But in order to like launder that aristocratic privilege, you need to have this like piece of paper that says like, yeah, you have a PhD. Oh, so it was earned. They're smart. So that's why they can go fucking sell weapons and train Saudi Arabian generals and whatever.
I can't do that because I want to. I have to. I have to prove myself first.
So
Rob's right. Like they don't need the PhD. Like having fun in your last name is proof enough that you're a monster and fit to rule this country.
Yeah. So actually, to be fair and look at like other people in the CDU, you can say that she is kind of sometimes going against the mainstream of her party. She was declared kind of like she does a lot when it comes to family like policy, or she says she does a lot. Stuff that was not in in the agenda of like the older CDU guys. For example, she introduced the Elterngeld, so money for both parenting, for both parents. Where she gained a lot of critique for, because it was kind of like stuff like people said, oh, she just wants fathers to become mothers or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Stuff that a CDU guy would say.
She is trying to bimbo-fy the German man.
Exactly. So, yeah, but actually that also turned out kind of unfortunate because it just benefited the richer families of Germany. And it didn't do a lot for it benefited a lot, rich families also, or higher middle class families, and not actually people that would need it. So,
damn, a conservative party just ends up doing a wealth transfer under a different name? Yeah. Damn, how does this keep happening?
Maybe that's something maybe that is why Orban loves her so much, or well, at least likes her, because he actually did something similar in his family policies, saying oh yeah, we want every rich Hungarian family to have more kids and become richer. So that we can actually fill Hungary with only rich Hungarians. Yeah.
I have a quote from the Guardian.
All the rest of them are leaving for some reason.
Yeah, weird.
Well, how's that happening?
The quote is, in her previous post as Labor and Social Affairs Minister, so before she was Defense Minister, she was that, von der Leyen oversaw an unprecedented rise in the number of Germany's working poor, people who work full or part-time but still rely on state benefits to make ends meet.
Yep.
That's your new queen.
What the fuck? I still love cabinet positions, or minister positions given to various politicians, and when you track that over the years, it's just all right, you were in Labour and Social Affairs for a while, so I guess you're going in, spin the wheel, defense.
Well, okay, maybe.
How about that?
How about you? The way you negotiated with all those Labour union leaders. What about that? But the Saudis. Treat them nicer, though.
I mean, maybe Yulia can speak to this, but when I was doing my research, there was sort of an implication. Maybe this is just some liberal fan fiction, but there's probably some truth to it. That so she's been somewhat of a Merkel. She might replace Merkel, so she's trying to get a good position in the party, and that she forced herself into defense minister, or really went for it, or rejected another post she was offered because she wants that next step up. but then it was also like that's more influential than the other post she was going to be given. The flip side of that is I also read that Merkel wanted her to be defense minister because it's so scandal ridden and it would knock her rising star.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Okay, I actually heard the other version. She tried before to get a better position, and then she was granted the lovely post of family minister. That is also a very low entrance level as being a minister, and you don't see a guy doing that often actually. So I don't know about this knocking her down. I don't think that Merkel is actually...
The people write a lot of fan fiction. I don't know.
Seriously,
who knows?
That's kind of I don't think so, because I think that Merkel actually wants to see her in a higher position. I don't know. What do you think, Kieran, with the commission?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Merkel's playing 4D chess then. That's cool.
There is yeah. So I don't know about that too much of basically I think Merkel is just all that she wants is just another baby. It's gone tomorrow.
Exactly.
They're neo-Nazis though, so it's not. Let's not. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So all Merkel desires. Because if I say the other phrase, I'm just going to go into that rant again. All that Merkel really would like is that there is someone from the CDU in the commission seat. I don't think she cares who it is. I think the reason she picked von der Leyen is because that was probably the most powerful person that she could get within the party that also won't be missed on a German national level.
That always seems to be the thing with European politics.
Yeah.
Also, she already has some fraud and public procurement troubles on her CV.
Nice.
And I think that's almost obligatory, an obligation to actually get EU position. So because there was a scandal this consulting scandal where they employed too many consulting firms McKinsey.
Oh, McKinsey again.
And KPMG and all of those guys for a lot of money. And actually they weren't even doing anything. They just...
Shocking, they're not doing anything. Consulting classes there. So we paid these people a ton of money, and so to... Basically, I wanted to make this decision anyway, so we give them a bunch of money and tell them, yep, that's the right decision. You can make it. Thank you for the fucking $50 million.
You say that, but this is my dream job.
I just asked myself how she's going to lead the commission, because when it came to...
a queen?
Yeah, well, actually, when it
You're
came...
sexist for even questioning something like that.
Julia's
sorry that I had to cancel you, Julia.
Well... When it came to scandals about right-wing extremism in the German army and
oh god, yeah.
and some torture and shit like that, people got tortured, when women got raped and shit like that, in the German army, she actually was she stood there and she said something yeah, there's a lack of leadership missing in the army.
Wonder who's the head of this thing.
There's a lack of leadership. Goes home, opens Google Calendar. Oh, that event that's scheduled for tomorrow being don't tell them not to rape people. Susie, can we put that off to next week?
Seriously.
It's just being pushed down.
She kind of fell into disgrace with the soldiers by saying that and distancing herself from it. But actually, it's
she's this thing I'm ahead of,
yeah, it's kind of it's ironic, isn't it?
All right,
the lack of leadership.
Ursula von der Leyen just gets up and is yo, fuck the troops.
Seriously,
guy, I'm hearing a lot of criticisms, but the German army is making important strides towards feminism.
Very important.
I want to say that yes, Julia is sexist, and now that this is a podcast with only 3 male hosts, but it's important to realize that it is a podcast with only 3 male hosts because we are so feminist that we had to cancel the woman on our podcast. Yes, I did it. Square peg, circle hole.
But Julia, wasn't that scandal too also the fact of not only that she was oh yeah, it needs more leadership, but that she just for months and months and months on end just refused to because there'd be things barrackses in NRV just like plastered with SS propaganda.
They also had SS names.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Like the
One of
streets,
the
streets on the fucking on bases are still named after Nazis.
One of the
and stuff
bases
like
was named
that.
after not SS pilot. So
Woo!
yay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in her just like entire response to that was always just like literally nothing. Like just like like you said, just like continuously putting it off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that she's now the head of an institution that liberals put a lot of faith in, but that fascists could also equip towards their ends.
Yep.
And we know from her history, she's not going to let the fascists build out in that institution.
No.
I'm sure she'll make sure to tackle that. That's not going to happen in the EU.
Oh, I guess I'm the EU commissioner now. Susie, cancel that meeting I had at the base on Hitler von Genocide Street. Thanks, Susie.
That's why Orban and the
Just like I
Polish
see
government love her.
she wants to promote the true Aryan Hungarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't care. She also wants like an EU army. Awesome.
I do too.
I know, but you want a different
I want a
kind of-
really cool one. I'm with the Slovakian fucking Communist Party. They have it down. They know what they want, and I'm with them on that.
An army only to defend the revolution.
Exactly. You fucking weirdos think that then communism's just gonna come like that. No, it has to be
with
defended,
flowers and
baby.
handshakes.
Yeah. What the fuck do you think this is?
Reformist.
Yeah.
I feel personally attacked right now.
You fucking light like social democrats over here. I'm the only, like I said,
You fucking liberals.
you fucking liberals that you can elect communism in. Nah, fuck that.
halfway through this round of yours, you just start speaking Slovakian.
Yes.
Well,
All right.
I'm sure it's all going to be great.
Yeah.
And rich people, their lives are just like fucking Forrest Gump. Like this Ursula is just going around from place to place. It's like, oh, President Commission of the European Union now. That'll be great.
What's your previous experience? Defense minister, labor minister. I ran a shrimp boat. It's all...
Actually, there's a boat. She's involved with.
Actually, yeah, she did.
No, but it's a gorge for. What's a gorge fork? Yeah, I'm never able to pronounce that shit. Well, it's a boat, and it's the boat. It's like the German boat where soldiers and sailors get trained on, and it has been kind of like on like dry docks for some years now, because they're trying to renovate it and to.
Oh, so we have
renew
one of
it
those
and to-
German problems too, is that they just can't like renovate or build something.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's like
We keep trying to build all this new stuff on the walls, but we just can't take down these SS posters.
and it's kind of like a problem because
They're holding up the foundation.
It's the symbol.
That's a load-bearing SS poster. You can't take that down. Sorry, go on.
Go on,
Well, it's a symbol of the German Navy or something like that. I don't know. I always forget the name. It's something weird. Fucking
You're thinking
look it up.
the SS. Well, no, you wouldn't use SS. You're thinking of
Brand has been tarnished a bit.
the Hermann-Göring.
Yeah, Gorge Fog. I was right.
That's such a
Who fucking
stupid
names
name.
it? What is that? Anyway, yeah.
Hey,
it's
you
the-
guys don't have cool names like the USS John McCain
Jesus Christ.
and the USS Ronald Reagan.
Boaty McBoatface.
All right.
I think that about covers it, right?
Yeah, it does.
Nope, just kidding. We have one more crazy cast of characters to lay on you. No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, other than just talking about, like, maybe the general thing, just what happened of, like... Because I think I mentioned this last night, but in the last EU election, there was supposedly a move towards actually making this whole institution a bit more democratic.
Yeah, that worked well.
Right? Yeah. And, like, there's arguments to be made, although I don't know how much I fucking trust them, that, like, the reason that they, like, last European election, they did keep to their promise of a Spitzenkandidat that did become, like, commission president. They packed the whole fucking thing, all these top positions, with people who were, like, current prime ministers and shit like that, like, actually high-ranking people. And there's an argument to be made that that's why there was, like, this 20% increase in the fucking turnout. Yeah.
Also, I guess, like, to, like, are these, because again, still at the end of this episode, I'm still not any smarter.
Sorry.
I still don't know how Europe works. But are these positions then like, because I know that like a lot of people like justify it based on the sense of that like, oh, this is like, a last hurrah for like, great European leaders or whatever. And so that's why then a lot of people will then have this like very like, like justifying this like technocratic thing of like, because they don't take the European, and to be fair, like I think that those people maybe actually have a little bit more realistic view of the European Union, of that it is just a technocratic machine that then continuously is just there to, I mean, they don't see it as then propping capital up, but they're just like, you know what, like these are the guys who can fucking do the job. So is that like, is that the case for a lot of people? Because like if Ursula von der Leyen like ends up the head of the European Commission, like there is no political career after that for her. No. Like what is she going to go back to do in Germany? Like, hang out with their 7 kids?
Yeah, we can talk about like, I guess a little bit like Juncker. Like
exactly, yeah, perfect example. Just like an old drunk who
he's retired now.
Yeah.
Like he's done. Maybe he's like speaking circuits, maybe a book or something. But
Nice.
yeah, he's
the
done.
finest wines.
So much wine. We're just going to put him on a nice farm somewhere in, I want to say Luxembourg, but I feel like they're out of room for farms, so Belgium. And we'll just plow him with nice French wines. I'm sure he'd love that. And he can keep his Nobel Peace Prize or whatever.
I know, we deserve that Nobel Peace Prize. What are you guys talking about?
I mean, if there's a path for Ursula von der Leyen, it's that, like she said, I don't know how many years ago, she's like, she wants the United States of Europe, right? And so, like, with it, she has, 5 years to, like, get that poppin' and to become the president of Europe.
She just becomes Volt.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's a step up, right? If you just centralize more power in the EU.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones where, like, there is this weird kind of always in the background push for, like, a USE or whatever the fuck.
The EUSSR.
As Rosa Luxemburg said, it's a time of the United States of Europe or the EUSSR.
Yeah, so I have no fucking clue. That is the only way she could like make a big career of it. But to be honest, no, I think she's just going to go the easy route of I'll be a commissioner, maybe for 5 years, maybe for 10 in total. Like she can do it twice. There's no term limits.
Ursula von der Leyen, Empress of Europe. Let's make it happen. Let's get those hearts going.
Eternal Empress.
Eternal God Empress.
Yeah. Ooh, Yucha.
But yeah, she'll get her like paycheck at the end of this, and then retire, cozy life. Not that she didn't have a cozy life to begin with.
Yeah, finally she can relax for once in her life.
Living paycheck to paycheck. Gigantic paycheck to paycheck. Keep buying horses.
She loves horse riding.
She does love horses. She looks like someone who loves horses as well.
Well, she
does, yeah.
But so the thing to actually look at for anyone listening at home is like what the fuck happens next. The Parliament has to approve 4 out of the 5 people we talked about tonight.
And the Parliament is fucking pissed.
Yes.
About the lack of democracy.
Yeah.
But surprise, surprise, we're talking about the EU.
Yeah. But they are the democratic part of this whole institution.
Yeah.
So
the only legitimate democratic
that's the drum they get to continuously bang. Whether they actually... But also, like, so few people pay attention to European politics that they can shout about this all they want and then just act the opposite way.
Exactly. And the problem would be if they denounce her as the candidate, then they have to present their own candidate and someone that would be approved, by...
Ooh, that'd be interesting. What the fuck would they pick?
Exactly. So...
Jonas Varoufakis, King of Europe. Let's make it happen.
Let's go.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen,
Whoa, this is just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Who's going to make it to the championship this year?
Yeah. It's just David Sassoli getting up and like speaking Italian, just being like, now that we have rejected your candidate, we have now suggested as the European Parliament presentation of EU Commissioner, please welcome Ace of Base.
Shit.
All right. I mean, on that note, I think that...
Yeah. Thanks to Melty Brains for the use of New Dawn. It's a banger. Listen to it always and often. It's on Spotify. Do it, you cowards.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week then.
Right? Wait, sorry, it's at the very end. We want to just say one thing about Cara La Raqueta.
Oh, yeah, true.
We're a current events podcast. She exists. Woo!
Well, actually, today there was like nationwide demonstration for Seebrücke, and it was all because of the recent incident that Carola Rakete or Die Rakete, I don't know, was imprisoned after making the decision to bring refugees that she picked up, that her boat, like the Sea-Watch picked up around the coast of. What was it?
I think Libya.
Libya, yeah. Brought them to Lampedusa, even though they were forbidden. But it was like Salvini was a little dick, like he is, like a little racist piece of shit. And she was imprisoned afterwards for bringing for illegally bringing refugees to Lampedusa, to Italy. But as there's still some hope in humanity, the judges, the constitutional judge, I think, that was that had to handle her case, said, okay, she didn't first of all, she didn't ram that police boat. She just tried to get through there, and it was like kind of like the only way to get through there. Second of all, she did this in like a case of emergency to save human lives. So yeah. Shout out
Italy
to
coming through with.
Yes, Salvini. Oh my God, he fucking tweeted a fucking sexist comment, like something like
what?
Yeah.
What?
Surprise!
Ugh.
Like something like with
all that she wants is just another baby.
Yeah, something like that. Very, very condescending, and then he ended it with like bacio, so like kisses and shit like that. So fucking Salvini. Okay.
He always does shit like that, though.
Yeah. And I think we should just say all of the support and outpouring of support for her is very good, but it's not in a vacuum. And it's not like certain like she's fucking doing amazing work, but just we're not going to be saved by a few like heroes in the Mediterranean. Like it's a much bigger problem.
In an ideal
than that.
world, she shouldn't have to exist, basically.
Exactly, it would all be us.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna have the woke take, and she's canceled because she has dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Oh God damn it!
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. That was Corner Späti.
Woo.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.
If the whole song's about like a woman going around like getting pregnant so she can get benefits, that only exists in the mind of like the worst fucking
But I
chunks.
thought always like that was a nickname for her guys, like baby.
Also, the Ace of Base was like the Ace of Base is a title that comes from the Base of Aces, which was this like U-boat deployment thing off the coast of Normandy.
Wow,
What the fuck are you talking about?
Wait, Ace of Base or
Ace of
Nazis?
Base were Nazis?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Fuck.
like all their bands beforehand are just like, we must protect the white race.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's a whole other episode.
All right.
The fear is demanding.
Holy shit. Kieran, you're absolutely right. One of the guys was in a bunch of neo-Nazi bands and then had a compilation album called Ufa Was a Nazi, including songs like Röhr into Wortland, which is Don't Touch Our Land.
Yep.
Wittmacht's, I can't pronounce
Swedish.
the other thing, yeah.
Yeah.
White Power, Blackhead Slaughter.
Whoa.
Yeah, and a cover
Don't ever question me again.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And a
I
cover-
saw them at the meeting. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I saw
and
them
a
at
cover
the
of
neo-Nazi meeting.
Screwdrivers Smash the IRA.
Whoa.
With lyrics changed to refer to the
This might be
VPK.
why I know about it.
Wait, are they Swedish or Danish? Or?
Swedish.
Okay.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my God.
Because that is the like.
But however, in 1997, he said that life was behind him.
Uh-huh.
I don't fucking believe that.
Oh,
Also
that's
member of Swedish
Nazi shit. I'm
Democrats.
done with it. Still burning down churches though.
Yeah. Member of Swedish Democrats, like old school, like
Yeah.
1988 was
Old
a member
school.
of Swedish Democrats.
Yeah.
Old school, baby.
like the Democrats you had in the South.
No, the Swedish Democrats.
Swedish
the Swedish.
Democrats.
Yeah.
Sweden Democrats. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweden. Yeah, because if you say Swedish Democrats, I think of Swedish
And
Democrats.
US, yeah.
So
The-
Sweden,
rather
the
than-
yeah.
But those are the only two political options in Sweden. Is you can just be like someone who really devoutly believes in social democracy, or just a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the two options.
Sweden, awesome country.
OS for life.
Where were we?
Sorry, I had to
Wonderland.
Google that mid because that just sounded too ridiculous.